Hey everyone, this is Dan the GM welcoming you to another episode of What the Dice. I'm pretty sure by now you know who I am, who the cast is, and all of that fun stuff. But have you joined Discord with us? No? Why not? You can see all sorts of cool things. Every now and then we post some official artwork. We randomly post memes, and you can always catch and try chatting with us. We may not be able to answer every question, but we will enjoy at least having a conversation with you. Well, I didn't tell you what episode this was. Well, I'm about to, because you're about to enjoy episode 40. So sit back, relax, and have a blast. We sit in the campsite, listening to the fire crackle and pop, watching as small bits of flames dance all around the burning wood. We can smell the smoke, enjoying those peaceful moments. The storyteller clears his throat. Well, me friends, you know, the worst part about the noble is you never know when a truth is only a half-truth, and a lie is a truth. Well, it's hard to tell when a bartender's giving you a full truth, or is he just giving you the ramblings of a drunken man. Well, our adventurers have heard two stories about why the orcs are getting ready to wage this massive war. But their sights are on a mystical item. But they also must solve this problem. For they are heroes, and heroes must save those who need saving. Well, me friends, sit back and hear how the adventurers figure out this problem. So you guys were discussing on either if you wanted to go north to deal directly with Shortbolt, or head east to deal with the encampment, or wander around aimlessly in the area to figure out if you guys wanted to try to find some random orc hunting party and convince them that you guys are of no threat.
I thought it was walk up towards the where the encampment is, but not being sneaky, and walk up almost like white flags so we can actually have a conversation.
Or that. So apparently there are other options. So what would you guys want to do?
My suggestion is that we
Detect evil.
No, walk up almost like with the white flag to do that. That way we can actually have a conversation with them, because I also speak orc.
So you want to go and get the missing party's opinion?
Yes, because of who.
Do you really think orcs are going to just listen?
I think orcs will be more truthful than humans.
Okay, I could maybe just because I think they're too stupid to lie at times, especially if they're just common grunts.
Oh, I think it's more along the lines of they don't have a reasoning to lie type of deal. And we need to find out who actually died, who actually got killed. Is it a priestess? Is it whatnot? Who actually...
Yeah, they probably won't really care. They'll be proud that they smashed humans, so they'll tell the truth about that. Why would they? You have a point.
Now, what's the chance that they're going to smash us in the process of discussing this?
I don't have that variable. I'd say orc smashing is kind of always a probability.
Unless we get another orc like that one guy running the caravan wagon.
True. We could run into some reasonable orcs, although I would imagine that it's a little less likely to run into some reasonable ones since they're already pissed off at the people who live here.
Correct. But nobody knows that I lived here, and they don't know that you. I mean, and by how we present ourselves, we might be able to establish that we don't live here.
True. What do we want to do about going and figuring out the short bolt issue?
I think that's far more complicated than this because of dealing with humans and short round's involvement as well.
So we just want to focus on our task, which is to help save the town and get the torch.
I kind of agree with that since we have to go this way anyway for the volcano.
Could be also that if we solve one problem, it ultimately ends up solving the other too.
There's a possibility as well.
All right, so we're in agreement. Go find some orcs.
Sure. I concur with that statement.
Okay, I'm assuming we're walking away from the town and then doing that, not leave the town in that fashion, because that would just draw a shit ton of attention.
We're walking towards the encampment because that is the most direct way, and we're not trying to sneak through the woods. We're not trying to go around anything, that kind of deal.
How far are we going? Are we actually going to go all the way to the encampment if we don't encounter anybody?
Honestly, I highly doubt that we're not going to encounter anybody.
Heading towards the encampment, you get to where you're able to start to see the top of the volcano. In the sky, the clouds have turned dark with soot and ash as the volcano is incredibly active. As you're walking, you see 3 orcs standing around a small hill. They are discussing how to divvy up the food. Turning, one snorts at you. The others turn, grabbing their weapons at the ready. They do not charge or attack you, but they are standing ready.
I will greet them in Orc and say, we are here not from the town as a third party to find out the truth. Is there someone that I might speak to?
One of them steps forward and is eyeing you. In Orc, he asks how you learned their language.
I was taught it in faith from a companion.
Turning, he shifts and mumbles under his breath so that only his partners can hear. After a little conversation, they turn back. Lowering their weapons, they give a sign of join us for the food as they divvy up the raw meat.
I thank them with the Orc grunt of food is always good, and I'll tell everybody that they're motioning us to join them for food. This is a good sign because, eating is a form of acceptance when you are in a group.
Lila will nod and go, so our best behavior.
Do not touch your weapons. Unless, obviously provoked.
So as they sit and eat the meat raw, the one that spoke to you glances up and goes, "Why do you seek to speak with our leader? What does a human want to cause peace? You are the ones that started it all."
And that is the exact reason why I wish to speak to your leader, because I need the truth. We need the truth. We hear things from other humans that don't sit well in my mind of truth. So we would like the other side to speak as well.
He goes, "Long ago, our chieftain and his wife and daughter were out hunting, seeking a great meal to bring to us. He came back with no daughter. He bears many scars. Since that day, We have sought to destroy those humans that destroyed a peace that we had.
I understand this, and I wish to speak to the chieftain to find out who, if he can describe a human, if it would be possible for him, or any markings that he has seen. That way, they might be punished, and all further bloodshed might be prevented on both sides.
They were the chieftains of that human territory.
I understand your words. That is why I would like to speak to the leader to understand his words as well.
Agaroth will speak to no human.
So you're saying you speak for Agaroth and his decisions?
He refuses to speak to any that are not of orc blood.
I understand that. And how brave he is to not speak with somebody who wishes to prevent further bloodshed of his tribe. I did not know that you have asked him in return so quickly.
The orc slowly stands, pointing his bloody finger at you. He just snarls. Standing up, grabbing his weapon, he turns and walks off, dragging the kill behind him. The other two orcs quickly follow.
So you wish to settle this another way? As he's walking away.
You hear a snort followed by, "The humans will meet their end soon enough. Our chieftain possesses the flames of the earth."
And more power to him. That is why I'm here, to seek the truth of the humans and the orcs. This way, less might die on both sides, and innocents, no matter who they are, orc or human, can be spared. That is the nature of who I am.
At this point, they continue to move on, saying nothing further.
No, but it does say something that they haven't turned around and attacked us, even though it looks like the conversation doesn't bode well.
I don't think that worked.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there as well.
So what did they have to say, Clyde?
So, from his words, the chieftain will not speak to any human, and it is the chieftain's daughter that was killed.
So it was a female and the chief's daughter.
Yes.
Why would... Okay, that would explain why they're angry.
Yes, rightfully so.
Stupid question here.
I'm not sure any question at the moment might be considered stupid.
Oh, you haven't heard some of the questions I've asked when I'm half awake. Are we sure she's actually dead? Couldn't the humans be holding her as a hostage still? They quietly dismembered the body and buried it and burned it. And put a head on a pike, but who's to say it's actually the daughter? Maybe she's being held captive somewhere.
It is also true, but that is why we wanted to find out who had died, and we still need to speak to them. That way we have some sort of understanding of what she looks like, what was happening, what had done. They said they were on a hunt, but what conversation was that? Were they just ambushed? Were they did it get heated? That's why I needed to speak to the chieftain, but he walked away saying that the chieftain will speak to no human, and I was kind of trying to jibe him to try and get him angry and possibly say something or provoke him, because I stated that I did not know that he spoke for the chieftain.
Well, we could always just follow him and see if we get the chieftain's attention that way.
That is my thought, but I figured that we would, give them a few moments and then start walking towards the encampment with the white flag again. He didn't say that we could not speak to anybody. He just said the chieftain would not speak to any human. So we would find.
I don't know if just walking up and trying to approach an orc encampment that is enraged that the chieftain's daughter has been killed by humans. I don't see that boding well. They might have let us leave since they invited us to the table and we proved good intent, so they proved good intent. But I don't know about challenging the entire encampment in that regards if he's that angry. I think that would be a bad idea.
Okay. I mean, I will go with the group census. We only have run into one such group, and what troubled me is he didn't even introduce himself. Usually all orcs, are so prideful and everything, and, state that I am, so-and-so, that kind of thing. They're always very loud, and he kind of just walked away.
Could there be other orcs in the area that you weren't aware of, and he's one of them?
Different tribes? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's multiple tribes under one chieftain. If it's because we were told that they're militarily more up to date than in the past.
Something is very strip-bolt here.
I concur with that statement because I now know what that means.
All you had to do was ask, I could tell you.
No, you have told us. That's
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Well, what are we going to go? We found out the truth.
Oh, we found out a grunt statement. Whether it's the truth or not, that's why I'm
So you still want to try and find more orcs to talk to then, or what?
That's what I'm presenting. I mean, we found one small group who had a kill and chose to speak with us and then leave. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if we got lucky or if we will find somebody that's more angry if we go further. Honestly, I'm not sure. I personally did not have a lot of dealings with the orcs because I was very young before I was essentially under house arrest.
My tribe's dealing with the orcs also was probably something similar we knew where they were and we stayed away and tried not to engage with them too much.
Yeah, most of mine were pretty civil. And I mean by civil by they weren't threatening to disembowel me or anything.
Well, I'm alright with trying to find another group or two to see if we can get more information out of some questions, or if they all have the same answer. But I don't want to go close to the encampment. Not yet.
Yeah, I just meant when I said for the encampment that we aren't going through the woods, because that could be perceived as trying to sneak in like they did before to try and
sticking close to the road and off
the explosion. Yeah, because I don't want to think that that we're trying to set explosions like the other party did.
All right, and Kalila will help lead the way.
So, moving on closer, right?
Correct. And, going slowly enough that we're not, hiding. And we can perceive our surroundings well enough.
Yeah, and if I need to, I can always go, hey, I can smell them over there off the trail.
As you guys push closer to the encampment, you're starting to smell the sulfur getting heavier in the air.
I will definitely say something the second that I can smell the encampment and go, this is far enough.
Gotta love that sulfury smell.
Looking around, you're starting to see in the distance heads that are put on pikes. Some of the heads are older. The flesh rotted away. Some birds are currently pecking at. You see an older orc pulling down piked skulls that have basically just turned to bone and is tossing them onto the ground. Looking up, he gives a slight snort. His hair, thin and white, still has the impressive build of an orc, but has no weapon.
I will raise my hands and state, once again, we are a third party coming to speak peacefully to find out the truth of what is going on.
When you say you wanted to speak peacefully, he has a deep, guttural laugh.
And I will give a small chuckle, and I understand your amusement behind my statement, but it is no less true.
Walking forward, you notice he has a limp. It looks like, well, Defibulous, give me a perception check.
24.
You notice that his leg has a pretty large scar that is chunked out of him. You would recognize this as a bullet wound. It has been mended for the most part, but has taken a good chunk of the upper leg meat with it.
Amphibious will furrow his brows at the fact that he's been shot.
Once the old orc gets close enough, in a very rough common, he speaks out. Human, come and kill chieftain daughter. Send men to blow up home. We come to mountain, build new home. They send more and more, all under fake white flag. What make you think we trust?
I don't think that you trust. That is why we are only 3 and we come up the direct path.
Maybe you not smart. Maybe you foolish like orc. Hit on head too many times.
All 3 of us were hit on the head too many times?
Or bribed. You humans have strange lust for gold.
I can do we can remain here, or do what is most agreeable for any of the chieftain or advisors. I just wish conversation so I can find out exactly what had happened from someone who I would view as honorable. And I mean no disrespect to you, Elder. I just do not know who you are or rank.
So you wish speak Argaroth?
If that is someone who I will recognize as the leader or an advisor to the leader, yes, if that is possible.
Argaroth not leave Volcano. He make Volcano mad. Keep humans at bay. Let us see the strange booms that the human give. Strange little people give strange sticks of bone. Make booms.
I believe I understand what you mean, and we will do this very slowly, if possible, so you can understand that I understand what you mean. I will go to short round, and I'll quickly tell everybody what just happened, and tell short round to, if he would, pull out his weapon slowly, like 2 finger on on the oh my gosh, why can't I think of the front of the rifle? What it's called?
Barrel.
Yeah, thank you. Barrel, to show him that this is what ask him if this is what he is referring to.
The Defibrius will do as he says and take the gun out slowly and cautiously.
Leaning in, he goes, "Looks similar. There's darker, and this part, pointing to the stalk, made of bone. Orc bone."
I understand. I'm just going to inform him exactly of what you were saying about it as well.
The orc is speaking common.
Yeah, he said he was speaking common. We
Oh
can
my gosh.
understand him.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's cool. Yeah, no, you're good.
All right, well then, I believe we understand exactly who is providing them, and he is actually someone else on our list of evils that we wish to rectify in this area.
He stares at you slowly. Turning back, he stabs the pole back into the ground that has been cleaned off. You not be able to rectify evil. Orcs have purged land with flames. Flame of the great god. Argaroth, speak to great god. Argaroth, send great flame. Our numbers will grow.
Hey, Clyde,
Yes, sir.
what's the chances you think that if something more catastrophic happens down here, that the Holy Army won't call allies to march a bigger army down here?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. Your numbers might grow. On the opposite side, their numbers might grow as well. And we are here from the Holy City to hopefully make sure that more death and more destruction can be avoided.
But the great god demands death. Demand pain
Of your own people, of your children.
of all. Bring up our army. Turn those against into us.
What do you mean turn into you? You can't turn people into orcs.
He gives a nasty smirk. How much for woman?
Excuse me.
Woman has a name and a very profound and helpful party member of mine. Please try to refrain from being disrespectful.
He snorts. All will join our ranks. I must return to duties.
Is there any way that you would be able to inform someone that we might be able to speak to?
He nods. He goes, I will inform. Cut back to you on special day.
How many nights is it until special day?
It is special day. It is called someday. And he starts to go back to work, pulling the large wooden pikes out of the ground, shaking off the rotten skulls and replacing them, chuckling to himself as he works.
Kalila's gonna lean in over to Clyde, going, I don't think he's gonna go talk to Argaroth.
I don't think he can talk to Argaroth. I think he would have to talk to somebody else. I'm not sure if we are going to get anywhere, but what day of the week is it?
That one day.
You know, I haven't been keeping a calendar for this game because they don't really have a calendar system, but...
Oh, I thought he said Sunday. That's why
some...
Oh, someday. Oh, okay. I misheard. Okay.
So the whole thing of he will get back to you someday, not actually getting back to you.
Now I understand why she said it. Okay. All right, I am open to suggestions now. I tried and did what I had wanted to try, and you were correct. It did not get us anywhere, unfortunately.
That's okay. It never hurts to try.
Yeah.
But
Keep it
it
by
does
selling.
kind of confirm that they have this torch that we're probably looking for. A great fire,
Yep.
fire torch, that all of a sudden woke up a mountain into a volcano.
Yep.
With an angry god attached to it.
And it's worshipping a god. It didn't necessarily say an angry god.
Well, kind of sounds angry if he wants everyone to die or join him.
I agree with that. Yes. So probably not a good god, or it's a warmongering god.
Also, those orc bone guns, lightweight, good for bashing, but kind of odd material to be using. To truth be told,
Might not be odd when you're going up against orcs to make them angry.
well, but I don't think you want more angrier orcs than you would normally have trying to bash you in the head.
Why not when you're trying to start a war for profit? That and it's kind of in easy supply.
Well, so the information we know is that they've sent a bunch of mercenaries and some level of, I wouldn't say an army in, but probably more than just, I don't know, 3 guys like us in to deal with this. Why don't we see if we can scope out this place? Or no, wait, we had all of that information given to us from what's-her-face?
Right.
Your mother?
Correct.
Right.
Your mom.
Could I wonder if we took down the leader, if we snuck in and took down this Argaroth, if they would disassemble. Orcs tend to need strong leadership.
Or you start a power vacuum in a big fight that spreads everywhere.
And they kind of take care of themselves and weaken themselves. I think if we maybe sneak in and do something, we can get the torch and lay a critical blow to like 1 or 2 orcs rather than a whole mountain.
I'm just concerned that if we leave the orcs in a bad position, that whatever stupidity my brother is trying to do will be easier for him to complete, because he wants this mountain.
Well, that's why we don't kill all of them. The orcs are still something to contend with. Also, we could go and see. We already took down the mine that's in this area. We could try and destroy that mine a little bit more to where it would be too much work to try and reinitiate.
I just think weakening the orcs and leaving them in disarray just plays into what my brother's trying to do.
To leave them strong enough to be able to dissuade your brother, but not strong enough to endanger the town.
Because I would figure if my brother really wanted this mountain, or wanted the orcs out, he would just bring seed cannons, rain cannon fire down on the mountain. But he wants the mountain, and that's what concerns me. As I say, because I would personally, if I was going to try to get rid of the orcs and at any means possible, I would just bring cannon fire and bury them in the mountain.
But he wants the mountain, obviously, because why hasn't he done that?
Exactly,
then?
and that makes me wonder what's in the mountain. And
maybe he wants the torch as well, or do you think he just wants the lava?
I mean, it is a giant furnace in there, and he could know about the staff. I don't know about that part.
So he could just want to turn this with a mine so close and a volcano right next door.
And if he gets a hold of the city, a brand new city to peddle his wares and spread them further.
This is literally a gold mine for him.
Yeah, this region is definitely a gold mine for him.
Okay, so what if we took down the leader? Got it. See if we could get in, hypothetically. And take down the leader. And try not to kill anybody else.
But
Just
why
the
are we
leader.
doing that when he just lost his daughter? It's not his fault.
Because he's an orc, he's not gonna stop.
Well, the same could be said about humans. They don't stop occasionally. My people have done stupid things. I mean,
This is gonna turn into a war of you hurt me, so I hurt you. Well, you hurt me again, so I'm gonna hurt you again. It's just gonna go back and forth.
then we find a way to break the cycle.
Which is dealing with the humans, so that means you gotta confront your
Well,
parents. dealing with the orcs.
It means finding the truth and bringing them to justice.
Who are you going to turn your parents into?
The king.
There's a king here?
The king of the land. That's who bestowed. Yeah.
Oh. She's a cat person. She don't know how your things work down here.
That was an awkward statement.
Down here in civilization.
Okay, so do you want to go talk to the king then?
We need proof.
Right now our proof is what orcs said and humans said.
Exactly. That's why we need actual proof first.
So do you want to go find where her body is potentially buried?
That would be the easiest next step.
Well, what kind of proof do you think it would take to convince the king to do whatever, punish the people? He would have to remove them from, I'm assuming, power. What if he doesn't? What if he just slaps him on the wrist and says, "Bad human"?
She brings up a pretty valid point there.
I mean, then we have to go from there. I don't know until we try.
Well, we can't play the unknown.
Killing somebody who just had his daughter die from unforeseen circumstances does not sit well.
Yes, but he's the. I mean, it sucks that the humans killed this guy's daughter. It sucks in any capacity, whether it was a halfling lord, an orc lord. It doesn't matter. The point is you're not going to convince that orc to stop attacking. Do you think if we went to the king, he punished your parents sufficiently and we removed them from power and went back to the orcs going, "Please don't attack us anymore. We punished the guy that killed your daughter." He'd be like, "Okay." An orc's going to keep attacking.
I don't know that.
Especially one fueled by rage.
And an angry god.
And an angry god. I really don't think playing the political safe ground is going to work here, Clyde.
I understand that, but I cannot go and kill somebody who has done trying to avenge his...
Can you protect somebody who's going to go and do that?
I don't understand what you mean. I'm sorry.
So protect me. I'll go do something, but your job's to protect me then. If it's a matter of you can't bring your sword to his flesh, we have two other options that we can do, and you can just accompany and protect us and make sure we don't die.
But you're going to do a what would be considered an unrighteous deed.
So if he's evil, it's okay?
If he would be evil.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. We're not going to get anywhere. First off, quick question, Clyde.
Sure.
Your parents run this little region, this lovely little region, right?
Correct.
All right. How often is it normal to go out and hunt down an orc hunting party that just happens to magically have the chieftain, his wife, and his daughter in it?
Never that I was made aware of.
Okay. Bear with me here. So, someone obviously would have had to have told your parents where the orc and his family would have been hunting. Because I don't think they just broadcast that everywhere.
Well, according to their reports, wasn't it that they were out on a nice hunting party and came across aggressive orcs and got into a battle and won triumphantly?
Yeah, I somehow don't think that's how it went down.
Just playing devil's advocate.
But still, it begs the question, or begs the fact that the humans knew the orcs were out there. Okay, so the orc is very angry. They didn't ever mention what happened to his wife, I noticed. But he came back injured. And it sounds like he was tortured by the sounds of the way the orc described it. So he was tortured and injured. His daughter was supposedly killed. Could it be that... I'm still wondering if the daughter died and that wasn't the mother that was piked, drawn, and quartered, and buried and burned.
Either way, whether it was the mother or the daughter, a beloved female of the species was brutally murdered. Two of them were brutally murdered in different ways.
Correct. That is why I cannot bring myself, because they were brutally murdered. It is not their fault nor their intent to have this happen in any way, shape, or form.
Clyde, just a random question. Do you think your mother would keep some kind of log or journal, or your father, of what would have truly, a record of some sort of what truly happened?
I mean, that might be a case because she is very intelligent and very astute in matters.
I know someone else who'd keep a record on shit like this.
Who?
Whoever's running the rifle training school.
So why don't we go and acquire some information?
Information's always good. And it stops us from sitting here arguing for like hours on end.
Yeah, I have a feeling me and Clyde are going to go back and forth on how to deal with this one. Giving him a playful smirk.
That's all right. I know how to make blunt shot and shoot you both and knock you out.
That's quite disturbing.
I mean, I could technically do the same. Just as you could hit us with the hilt of your sword and knock us out.
But I would not do that unless you were underneath some sort of spell.
Clyde, we weren't saying you were. It was a hypothetical. And she just started walking back to the town.
Oh, okay.
Paw on face. Like, just, I'm done. And walk.
Amphibious will just kind of pat him on his shield and walk past him.
One of those moments. I understand.
I'm getting food, and she's going back to a tavern in the nicer area to get some fucking food.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Back at the tavern.
This is hard.
The tavern is very busy. You have reached around a major meal time. Cards are playing, people are laughing and drinking. It seems very different than what it was the day or so ago when you first arrived. Looking around, you notice that there are newer mercenaries. Younger mercenaries, in fact. Some human, some elves, a handful of dwarves. All of them seem to have new weapons. The weapons and armor that they wear gleam where you can tell that a blade has not scratched them. But the mercenaries themselves are clearly seasoned. One is spreading his wealth around and is telling everyone he will be rich when he takes out this orc problem, as he puts as much ale and food on credit as the tavern owner allows. The old gruff mercenary is still sitting by the fire, refusing to accept any food or drink that is handed out, mostly out of he knows that these guys aren't going to survive.
Spite.
Yeah. As you guys enter, he gives you a slight nod and continues to watch.
I shall nod back.
Silas just gonna find a relatively quieter corner away from the idiot and order some food.
The tavern master walks up, going, I don't have much, but I did get some fresh kills, so we've got elk and some deer. Maybe some fish if I can, if it's still fresh.
Is this the inn that they're staying at?
Yes.
She'll look at him and she goes, if I brought you a large kill, how much would it help you?
He shrugs, he goes, I'll give you a couple nights stay.
And my group or just
Help
me?
provide. He goes, bring me back a big enough kill or 2 kills, and I'll cover all y'all.
Okay. Let me eat some lunch. I haven't eaten since this morning. And I'll probably go out and get you something. I'll still pay for this meal, though. Just in case I get nothing.
Yep.
Kind of lively in here tonight, ain't it?
Yeah, we got some rookies that don't even have scratches on their blades, saying they're going to take down the orcs.
Yeah, but how they look, they look like they are seasoned mercenaries, so they must have gotten new weapons from somewhere.
It's possible. What do you want to do about it?
I mean, we can always strike up a conversation about how they got the fancy new weapons.
Why don't you go mingle? I'm going to eat my food. See what you can find out.
He leans over to Short Round. Is this one of those moments again? Because she said for me to go mingle.
Yeah, I think your argument earlier, just you probably should. Oh, wait. Aren't we trying to keep you hidden?
Yeah.
He's already stated that whenever he enters this town, he puts his
Right,
helmet
Yeah,
on.
but he
and-
can still talk to people. No one's going to know his voice. Probably not. And I'm assuming if they do or have a chance of knowing his voice, he would recognize them and not talk to them.
But yeah, I
It's a
think
good
this is
habit.
one of those moments.
Okay.
Go knock him dead, but just not literally.
Wait. What?
Figure of speech, buddy. Don't worry, I'll teach it to you.
Okay. Understood.
So you see some humans, elves, and a couple of dwarves. Who are you going to approach?
Do I recognize anybody in this room?
No. These look like they are not even from this continent. Some of them bear tattooing that you might have seen in your mercenary time as from separate continents.
Perfect. I will go and speak to a human because I don't speak Elvish or Dwarvish.
Okay. Walking around, you see a particularly boisterous human. On his back, a bastard sword. His armor is split plate, and it looks very new. His younger, not more of the upper 20s. So still, hair is still retaining all of its natural color. He hasn't gone gray, but you can definitely tell he has seen time on the road as his skin has weathered from the sun. Slapping you on the shoulder, he goes, "Come, drink with us. Let us drink to our celebration of defeating of the vile orcs."
Sure, I will buy you a drink. But first, tell me, where did you get this new weapons? They seem far superior to my own.
He leans in as if it's a secret and goes, "Well, there's a thing as if you go up to the ruling class here and tell them that you're going to bring them ahead or bring them treasures of great lands from these orcs. They will let you buy things on credit. I was smart enough to bring small, cheap trinkets from my own lands, some of which orc made, saying that I've already defeated several of their traders and handing them off, and they gave me credit and let me purchase what I wish. So I purchased this as my old armor is damaged from the long sea travel here."
Perfect. So, what happens if you were to just leave?
He smiles. He goes, "And why would I do that? Killing orcs is some of the best fun I've had. I am trained my entire life to wipe these orc scum off the faces of this land."
As I have trained to defeat the evil of this land,
"Then you and I are of brothers, both out to get rid of this evil scourge."
maybe I should go and speak with the leaders of the area and get new weapons as well.
Couldn't hurt.
Well, here, I believe your drink is coming. I will return to my friends and tell them that we should speak with the leaders again as well.
Absolutely. And if you play your cards right, I will let you know of some secret techniques from over the great rivers, and I will tell you how I plan on breaching their mighty gates with one foul swoop.
sound.
Slapping you on the shoulder, he takes his mug of mead and begins to drink.
I will turn around and walk back to Defibulus.
Ah, welcome back. How goes the mingling?
The ruling class of the current area are basically giving these weapons out.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. If you can prove that you have killed an orc or have some sort of possession that an orc possibly had, and turn it into them,
The town is that desperate to hire protection that they are on credit giving away weapons.
Correct.
Those weapons they would die and the orcs would take them.
Or they just run off and leave the land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
So, how long could this place keep that type of line of credit running?
I think it kind of rolls off to somewhere else. Maybe to your brother.
Oh, see, my brother, I don't think would be, unless there's some other method something bigger he's getting out of it, that he wouldn't waste money.
Well, it sounds like we need to go also and investigate this training grounds. We might be able to find some more information, but we're going to have to disguise you this time. Pointing at Short Round.
Just slap a beard on me and tie a pig around my belly and I'd look like a dwarf. Oh, wait, you guys might try that. Don't do it.
Oh, I thought that was a good idea.
You'd be too skinny to pull off dwarf, darling.
That's why I said slap a pig around his stomach.
Oh, I didn't hear the pig around the stomach. That'll work. Big enough shirt. Yeah, we can do it. Make you look like a dwarf.
I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Because we broke the GM.
With that, we're gonna call this episode here.
My work here is done.
Sounds perfect.
I hate you all sometimes. Well, me friends, it seems as if Clyde did not make friends with the orcs. And it seems as if this town of Ironhaven is putting out more money and more supplies, bringing in as many mercenaries as possible. Well, me friends, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust a noble with credit as far as I could throw one. Well, me friends, that is all I have for this night. Until next time, may the dice gods bless your every roll. We here at What the Dice would like to thank Paizo for creating Pathfinder, Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.